Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Heal Yeah. I am Britt, a licensed therapist helping you to heal your mind, protect your peace, and just be. Today, we're going to be talking about something that most people think they have, but they do not. And that is boundaries, okay? If you've ever been the type of person who said, I'm fine when you weren't, or you felt resentful because people kept crossing lines that you didn't even set, this video is for you. All right, so what if I told you that boundaries aren't just limits? They're like a medicine. They help to heal. They heal your burnouts, your resentment, and your emotional exhaustion, okay? All right, let's talk about discovering the healing power of boundaries, okay? So here's the truth that most of us weren't taught about healthy boundaries. We were taught survival, right? We were never taught healthy boundaries. We were just taught survival. Maybe you grew up in a family when saying no meant you were selfish, you didn't care about other people, things like that. Or maybe love was earned by like being useful, what you could do for other people, right? So now, even as an adult, you might confuse being kind as always being available 24/7. And those are two different things, right? That's not kindness. Kindness, that's self-abandonment. You're self-abandoning yourself and it's dressed up as loyalty. I really hate that word, but a lot of families and a lot of family systems use the word loyalty. And again, it's just a disguise. You're self-abandoning yourself to fulfill somebody else, right? And it's just an unhealthy, pattern. As a therapist, I see this all the time. People say, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, right? But what's really happening is you're hurting your own feelings. You're hurting your own feelings. Hear me clearly when I say, when you don't want to hurt somebody else's feelings and setting a boundary, you're really hurting your own feelings. When you constantly say yes to things you don't want to say yes to, you're draining yourself. Your body starts to keep score. You get headaches, anxiety, insomnia. You can't sleep. You're overeating, right? Your peace is going to get taxed every time you betray your own limits. You, as who you are, you've known yourself your whole life. So you know what your boundaries and your limits are. So don't push them, right? You want to have a healthy relationship with people and saying no, etc., saying yes when you want to, not when you don't want to, right? But here's when it gets deep. Boundaries aren't just emotional, they're physical. I tell people all the time, boundaries are like windows, right? They don't, when they're down, they're not always meant to just keep out people. They're meant to keep you in and keep you safe. But the good thing about a window is it can be lifted, or a good thing about a door, it can be opened. A good thing about a gate, it can be open to allow people in, right? When you set a set of core boundaries and based upon your core beliefs and things like that, you're able to use that gate as you will to open it to allow people in once that boundary is set, and once you are for sure that the person who you've set the boundary with understands, right? Boundaries don't have to be permanent. They can be adjusted, if you will, as time goes on, right? So think about it. When you're around someone who drains you, your body tenses up, your shoulders tighten, your stomach gets in knots. That's your system trying to create a physical boundary that your mouth never voiced, right? Your body system is trying to protect you. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like an alarm going off, right? And over time, that tension turns into chronic stress, okay? So when I say boundaries are medicine, I mean that in the literal sense, right? Saying no when you mean it can lower your cortisol. It can improve your sleep. It can help your body heal from chronic stress cycles, okay? Your peace is not a luxury. It's a biological need. This isn't something that's luxurious. It's a need that you have to. It's not any type of negotiation about that, okay? So let's talk about the part that scares most people. What if I lose people when I set boundaries, right? Here's the hard truth. You might. You might absolutely lose some people. But the ones you lose because you start honoring yourself were never really there for you to begin with, right? That's not, they're not, they weren't there for the real you. They were there for your compliance. It's almost as if they were using you. They were there because you stayed the course. They were there because you always told them yes. They were there because you were an easy option. No was never an option for you. That they took advantage, right? Boundaries don't chase people away. They reveal who's meant to stay. Like that gate that you can open, you can close, whatever you will with it. They reveal who's meant to stay. You're not responsible for other people's reactions or emotions or feelings to your growth. You're responsible for your own energy, your own feelings, your own peace, and your own healing, not anyone else's. When you start protecting your time, your emotions, your space, your feelings, the right people won't feel rejected. They're going to actually feel closer to you. They're going to feel more connected because they're like, they can accept the real you. They can, the healthier the person, they can take what you're saying and know that you're not being mean. You're setting a boundary. You're keeping yourself safe, right? They'll feel relieved because healthy people respect boundaries, right? And that's should be the type of people that you want around you. So how do you actually start this? What do? Here are 3 ways that you can begin to discover healing, okay? All right, well, Britt, where do I start? Okay, well, this is where you start. I'm going to give you 3 ways to begin discovering the healing power of boundaries, okay? Number 1, you're going to get clear with your limits and your expectations, right? You're going to ask yourself, what drains me? What energizes me? Because the first thing, boundaries start with awareness. So does it drain me to go to several parties a week when I don't want to? Does it energize me to be outside and doing yoga or reading a book? Does it energize me to go listen to music maybe once a week? Does it energize me and protect my peace to say no to my mom when she asks me to babysit her other smaller children, right? Number 2, you want to start small, give yourself grace because it's not going to be something that just happens overnight. It's a process like anything else, right? And you want to fall in love with the process and you want to practice the process, right? So start small. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight, but start by saying no to one thing that does not serve you, guilt-free. That's the key, guilt-free. Say no to one thing guilt-free. Okay. Number 3, you want to use boundary language, which is hard for a lot of people. Instead of saying, I can't right now, say, no, I'm not available for that, right? It's confident, it's clear, it's concise, and it doesn't invite any type of negotiation. You're very clear about what you won't be able to do and what you are not available to do. Okay. Remember, guys, boundaries, again, are not walls, right? They're gates. They can open and close, open and close. You control what comes in and out. It's not to isolate yourself, but to create room for peace, healing, and joy, okay? And I want you to think about this before we leave. When was the last time you said yes, but your body screamed no? When was the last time you said yes, but your body screamed no? That's the moment to pause and choose yourself because boundaries are self-love in action. That's self-love in real time, okay? It's not just a buzzword, right? I know a lot of people throw it around. It's not just a buzzword, but a daily practice of saying, I matter too, right? Like you matter, but I matter too. My peace matters because your healing begins where your people-pleasing ends. Do you understand? Your healing begins where your people-pleasing ends. I really want you to process that and kind of digest that, what I just said. If this video hit home for you, I want you to comment down below, I choose peace. Comment down below, I choose peace. And let's start boundary setting and this healing journey together. And remember, healing isn't selfish. People will trick you into believing that it's a selfish act. Healing is not selfish. It's very sacred and it's non-negotiable. If you love this conversation, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that no is a full sentence. It's Brittni, and until next time, heal yeah.